Hi, everyone. It's good to be back. Today, I want to talk about healing and how we think of healing. A lot of people think of healing as being recovered, getting to a place where you're symptom free, where you're kind of all good, right? Healing, almost like, it's this, there's this river, you're in this raging river and you're no longer on that bank and you really want to get to that bank. So for a lot of people, they think of healing as being getting to the other side. And what that ultimately means is that people don't live their lives while they're in this raging river because they're thinking, I just got to get to the other side. That's when I'm going to start living my life. That's when I'm going to do all the things that I have put off, during this really rough period with these symptoms. And so a lot of people think that way, especially if you're in the neuroplastic world, the mind-body curable world, Alan Gordon, Schubner, Nicole Sachs, all that stuff. If you're in that world, you're often only offered this narrative that healing is about getting from here to here. It's about getting to the other side, which makes it kind of binary, right? Like either like you're not good or you're good. And it's really not like that. And I had that idea myself for so long, and it really over time hurt. It really did a disservice to me. I'm someone who has persistent pain. I have structural pain in the world, in the language of the mind-body world. I have persistent pain, whatever it's from, who knows, mystery. And for me, what that has meant, if I only have that narrative of, I got to get from here to the other side, is that I'm just in this river and I can't get out. Like it just doesn't seem to be getting to the other side. And first of all, that means shame for me. I feel awful about myself. It puts a ton of pressure on myself to figure it out and like just find the right things to get me to that other side. And it also means I stop living my life. I put everything on hold. I'm waiting. I'm not doing the things I really want to do until I get to the other side. Does that sound familiar? And I don't want that for you, because something I have learned in the last year due to my own personal circumstances with pain escalating to a really significant degree where I'm back on crutches, it has really changed for me. I have had to change how I think about healing, and I want to offer that for you. So instead of thinking about healing as like getting from here to the other side, and you just wait, you put off your life until you're over there, and like you're really not good, but once you're there, life's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Instead of thinking about it that way, think about it this way. So there's still a river, but healing is the river. The river's life. And if you are here, you're alive, and you know that life can be all kinds of things. It can bring up those rapids. It can be these smooth, calm, beautiful parts. Life is full of all kinds of things, and we are not in control of what those things are. There's a lot of things we can't control. So if you think about it as, okay, so I'm in this river, and I don't know about you, but I want to be in the river. I don't want to get to the other side. I have a lot of living left to do. So if you think of it as, okay, I'm in the river. Healing is about finding ways to be in the river that enable me to live my life anyway, in spite of the constraints, whether the constraints are in my body, my mind, my heart, my soul, my home, my work, my community, my world. Healing is about finding ways to navigate the river in spite of, to live your life wherever you are in that river, to keep living your life to the fullest. And that's what it's been for me, where it's been a game changer, because suddenly all that shame kind of lifts. It's like, maybe I'm not doing something wrong because I'm meant to be in the river, because the river's life. And so healing is about finding a way of life that feels better to me, where I feel like I am navigating and living my life in this river as best I can and as fully as possible, given whatever the constraints. And I don't need to try to get to the other side. It relieves a lot of shame. It relieves a lot of pressure, because you're not like failing because you're not on the other side. It relieves so much of that, which quite honestly is adds pain and suffering to anybody who feels that way, right? If you have persistent stuff, you're not on the other side, etc., you're going to have all this extra pain and suffering because of that narrative about healing, that old narrative. I want to offer this new narrative, this new reframe, a way of thinking about healing, because I believe it will relieve a lot of that suffering for you. I actually think that when we think that healing is about getting to the other side, it really does us a disservice, because first of all, we're not living our lives. Second of all, we're totally passive and just kind of waiting to have the right conditions unfold that we get to that other side. And if you're in a state where you have persistent symptoms, and no matter what you do, you are also feeling like you're a failure, that something's wrong with you, that you're broken. And I understand that. I have felt that way so many times, where I'm like, I'm a pain coach. What is wrong with me? There must be something like intrinsically, fundamentally different and broken about me versus other people, because, oh my God, I'm still in this river, right? And so I think when you think of healing in that other way, it really does you a disservice. It's disempowering. If you're ever in, rapids again in your life, which life we will be, you will feel like you can't handle it. You will feel like you have to find the precise right instructions or tools or whatever homework that you got to do to get to the other side, which can be very disempowering, because really the power is coming from in here, to feel like, you know what, I trust myself to navigate whatever's happening. I can handle it in spite of the constraints and limitations. I can handle it, right? I might not like it, but I can handle it. And those who think they've got to get to the other side, they might be thinking, I can't handle this. I can't handle this. I can't handle this till I'm over there. And life puts us in rapids a lot, right? That's just what life does. So I want you to feel equipped, not just right now, not just regard to physical symptoms, but everything. I want you to feel like, yeah, I may not love this, but I can handle it. And I am a navigator. And the other thing that comes out of this, and I'll just share this one last thing. When you think of healing in this new way that I have had to develop for myself, it can be a real game changer in the sense that it can make things simple. It can really simplify things, where you're thinking about, you're living your life in spite of, right? But also that healing is more of a way of life. It's not a task to complete. It's not an achievement that, once you're done, you're done. It's a way of life, which makes it simpler. It's less about work than about finding things that help you feel good in the river. And that can be all the simple stuff, anything from just slowing down, being kinder with yourself, being gentler with yourself, being with people you genuinely love, doing things you genuinely love, being in nature, doing all kinds of simple things like that, being parts of things like communities or causes or projects or whatever that make you feel like you're part of something bigger than you are. Anything that helps you feel like it brings you meaning or purpose, belonging, fun, joy, love, connection, right? Healing's a way of life, and it can be those simple things. And yeah, sure, there are things that you can't do anymore, probably because of your current limitations. Doesn't mean limitations for all time. It means currently you have some limitations. You have to acknowledge that, yes. Maybe you can't do what you could do before, but you can find things that you can do that bring you that sense of healing in all of those ways I just described, belonging and meaning and purpose and connection. You can find things, other things that bring you some of that. And that's what healing is for me. It's become this way of life. It's become a lot simpler, and it's these simple things that help you navigate the river as best you can and living your life as fully as you can. And I promise you, it really is empowering. It gives you so much confidence and self-trust that, I can handle what comes up. I don't have to be afraid that there are rapids coming up. I like it, but I don't have to be afraid, because I trust myself to handle it. I know that I can. I already am, And it gives you that confidence and self-trust and that gift. And you take that with you. You don't have to depend on like life getting you to the other side somehow, right? And so I give this to you because I hope to save you a lot of time. After 34 years, I've come to this, and it is really a game changer for me. It is really a gift, and it's something you take with you beyond any physical symptoms. It's just life in general. You build that confidence and self-trust, and I want that for you. I want you to live your life fully. You know, we could get hit by a bus tomorrow. I don't want you to be waiting and putting your life off, you know, thinking that you got to get to the other side before you can live. No, I want you to live now, you know, and that's the gift. So I will see you next time, and follow me, subscribe, and you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I will see you next time.